Hello folks, this is Abhinay Gupta from Wikipedia World welcoming you to today's lecture on the topic Accounts of Companies. In our previous lecture we had seen section 136 of Companies Act 2013, which said about the circulation of financial statement and other documents to the members and others. So in that section we had dealt with circulation to the members. After the year is ended, the financial statements are prepared. We forwarded them to the members, that is before the meeting, 21 days before the meeting if you remember, right? Now today, after the AGM is held, the same financial statement and other related documents are supposed to be sent to the ROC of the company, registrar of the company. So today we'll deal with section 137 of Companies Act 2013. This section talks about submitting the financial statement and other related documents to the registrar of company. So what we say is, now when you send the documents to the registrar, you are supposed to send it within 30 days from the date of your AGM. Now there can be a situation where the financials may be adopted at the AGM and may not be adopted at the AGM. So first thing is to consider whether or not the financial is adopted at the annual general meeting. So if your financial is adopted, then within 30 days from the end of the AGM, from the date of the AGM, you have to forward all the documents to the registrar of the company, right? And in case in the AGM, due to any reason, the financial statement failed to be adopted, that means if they remain unadopted, then the unadopted balance sheet will have to be sent to the registrar, and that will be done on provisional basis. So unless and until the registrar receives the original document, the adopted document at the document that is adopted by the shareholders, till that period of time they will hold the unadopted financials as the relevant document on provisional basis. So for example, the company X holds its annual general meeting. So you must be aware of the fact that the annual general meeting has to be held within 6 months from the end of the financial year, from the closure of the financial year, that is somewhere before 30th of September. So for example, if there is a company X that holds its annual general meeting on 20th September, right, it lays down its financial statement, and due to some or the other reason the financial statement fails to be adopted with the adopted in the AGM. So within 30 days from the end of the AGM in which the financials are failed to be adopted, the company will have to forward the unadopted financials to the registrar of the company. And then, for example, if the subsequent or the adjourned AGM is held 1 week later, say 27th of September, and in that AGM the financials get adopted, then again the original document that you had sent, that was submitted to the registrar on provisional basis, now from the end of 27th you'll again count 30 days, that is 30 days from the end of the adjourned annual general meeting. That is the time period within which you have to submit the original adopted financials to the registrar of the company. So now we see what are the documents that have to be filed to the registrar, right? So the first thing is your financial statement including your balance sheet and the profit and loss account, right? You will also send the consolidated financial statement if you have any subsidiary, any associate or any joint venture, and you prepare a consolidated financial statement. You will have to annex the consolidated financial statement along with the original financial statement. And then if you have any subsidiary that is incorporated outside the country, and hence you're not preparing the consolidated financial statement with that subsidiary, you will have to send the account of that particular subsidiary along with the other documents to the registrar. And all the other documents that are required to be annexed to the financial statement as per section 134 that we have already seen, you will annex those documents over here again and send it to the registrar, and this will be done within 30 days from the date of the AGM. Now here we have seen two cases. One is when the financial statements are adopted at the annual general meeting, and the other is when the financial statements are not adopted at the annual general meeting. So in both the cases you have to forward it to the registrar of company within 30 days, right? adopted will be taken forward as it is. It will be accepted by the ROC, and the unadopted will be taken on provisional basis until you submit the adopted balance sheet and the financial statements to the ROC. Now, there can be a case when the annual general meeting is not held in due time. For example, let's take the same example that we had been discussing. So over there, the company had to call for an annual general meeting within 30th September. But if the company fails to do so, like if the AGM is not held at all, then what is the company supposed to do? Even then, in this case, if 30th September was the last due date for the company to hold the annual general meeting, so from the 30th September, from the last due date, you will again calculate 30 days forward, and within that time you will have to submit the financial statements to the ROC, whether or not the AGM is held, whether or not it is adopted. It makes no difference. So 30 days from the last due date of AGM. That is the time period given to you within which you will have to submit the financial statements and other related documents that we have discussed in section 134 to the ROC. But in this case, you will also have to give a statement of fact and reason for not holding the annual general meeting. Right? So along with all the documents that you had to send to the ROC already, you will also have to attach a statement of fact and the reason for not holding the annual general meeting. So hope you are clear with that. Now, if we consider the case of a one-person company where you don't have the condition of an AGM, it's a one-person company, one person is the sole owner of the company. So in a one-person company, you have no provision for calling an annual general meeting. Whom do you call? There's just a single person. So in case of a one-person company, what will be the due date? Since there is no AGM, what is the date from which you'll count the 30 days? Right? That is a question. So Companies Act 2013, section 137 again clarifies this doubt from you. What it says is that in case of a one-person company, the balance sheet or the financial statement, the adopted financial statement, and all the other related documents will be sent to the ROC within 180 days from the closure of the financial year. Mark my words, it is 180 days. That is equivalent to 6 months, somewhere close to 6 months, right? From the end of the financial year, that is the time period given to you within which you will have to submit the documents to the ROC. Now after this is the only topic that remains in section 137 is the form and the fees, right? What is the form in which you submit the documents and what is the fees that you have to pay to the ROC? So rule 12 of the Companies Accounts Rule 2014 deals with the same, right? It says that when you file the documents to the ROC, it has to be done in form AOC 4, right? And to some specified companies that are specified by the central government, they have to submit it in the XBRL format, which is Extensible Business Reporting Language. It is the language that is recognized by the MCA, the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. If you have ever been to the site, the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, you upload the details of the company in an XBRL format over there, right? So there are specified companies that the CG has specified. They will submit their documents in XBRL format only, right? And the fees will always be specified in the company's registration offices and fees, Rule 2014. So there is no fixed fees. If you want to know the fees that is eligible for your company, you will have to go to see the rules, which is the rules of companies, registration officers and fees rules 2014. So with that, section 137 comes to an end, and we'll hold our lecture over here today. We'll carry on the other provisions of the Act in the coming forward lecture. So till then, this is Abhinay Gupta signing off. Thank you.